9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find. Find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all. Pick me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everybody, so I really do have an interesting thing I think that you guys are going to really find interesting. I am going to play my 15-minute call I had with Fred earlier, and I think you guys are going to find it really interesting. But one day here soon, like once he's out of like Hawkins and everything. Oh, which by the way, guys, he's back in Hawkins again. Update. Sorry, some of you guys didn't know that. He is back in Hawkins. They gave him time served in Sullivan. So basically, he just went to court at Sullivan. They gave him time served, and then they shipped him back to Hawkins. And so now he's in Hawkins waiting to be transferred over to rehab. Okay. So I didn't know that they were I didn't expect for him to go back to Hawkins. I didn't know that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so happy about him being transferred. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for you guys. Sorry, I can't tag. Yeah. Who's the wiener today, though? Who's the wiener? Oh, Ray, thank you. And she gave a double boner. Double boner. Double boner. She gave me a $4.99 super chat. Hey, Kathy, Linda. Thank you so much, Ray. That's really nice of you. You guys are going to find this interesting today. This is more so than just talking about a wooden barrel, okay? A whiskey barrel. It's more so than that. There's a few things talked about in this call that was really interesting, and it's okay. I can say in the call, you'll hear me say, at some point I'll say, oh, well, I don't have to play it or I don't have to put it out there if you don't think I should. But I ended up talking to him again after that call, and it has nothing to do with the whiskey barrel. It's something else that we talk about on here that you'll find. Double boners are good luck. I thought for a second that said double boners make for a good show. Why did I think it said that there for a second? So gather around, as what's his name, Robbie from Save Robbie says. Do you guys watch him? Hey, RJ and Tanya, Fine Summer, Jenny. So, hey, Jam. It's weird for me, guys, with my new phone. Like, mm, I hate that they're trying to bully Ryan away from the case. That's absolutely disgusting. But I'm not talking about that today because I have better things. Thank you, cuz. Merry Christmas. Appreciate what you do. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for helping with Fred, too. So, kind of trying to put it off to start it because here, I'll go ahead and pull it up. I'm gonna right now it's not currently public, but I will make this public so that you guys can listen to it without commentary. It won't be labeled whiskey barrel call, but you'll know which one it is. It might have whiskey barrel in it or wooden barrel in it. Yes, I did, Brittany. I did tell him about that. That everybody was saying how good he looked in his new booking photo and everything. Gosh, there was something I was going to say. Bugs me. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and start. I thought I had something to say, but I forgot. So you know how that goes.
Your call has been accepted.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how much money's on your phone?
it's like $23.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what she told me. She put on your phone was 20, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I appreciate it.
yeah, so since the lady didn't get back to me today, I'm gonna call tomorrow and see how, like, I can't believe that they don't tell you anything like what's going on, like, at all.
They don't. I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy.
they just, I know, they don't tell you that.
Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I was going to give a backstory for the wooden whiskey barrel. So recently, Donna Serafina had mentioned something about a whiskey barrel. Okay, in her latest reading, that was a detail that she previously had not put out that she had recently got. Is that she feels that Summer is in a whiskey barrel or something about a whiskey barrel, okay? And it was something that I mentioned to Fred in a previous conversation, and you'll hear he bring it up, and I think you guys are going to find interesting what he says.
Definitely down here that goes on.
Yeah, they gave, that they gave people harassed Ryan so freaking bad because of him being like having me on his channel and stuff. That like now he's like completely he won't even do those anymore because of how much hate. I'm so tired of people like they ruin everything. Every single time something good happens for me, they have to freaking ruin it. And they're just really trying to get Ryan to not like me.
Yeah. Me and Ryan, we've been talking most of the day.
Yeah, did he tell you that he's talked with Andy? Yeah, so
No.
I learned today that he talked to Andy, and which is it's okay.
So the dogs are going back and forth, of course. Andy, I guess, did reach out to Ryan, which is it's good to know. Okay, I was surprised, but he did supposedly reach out and they talked. So I know Bandit, shush it. Yes, he did, but this is what we start talking about. Listen.
I guess, but I was like, I told him it's hard for me to want to talk to Andy because, like, I can't believe him because, like, he tried to tell Ryan, basically, he tried to tell Ryan that, that incident was a different day.
Yeah. That's what he tried to tell him, but he was on camera and stuff, and I even had to, like I told Ryan, I had to confirm that it was Andy on that day on camera in the Kia to the TV aisle.
What do you mean you had to confirm? Like did they show you a picture?
Yes, they showed me pictures, and I had to confirm who they was. Several pictures.
Wow. So they showed you video?
They showed me pictures that a camera had took.
Wow.
And they was dated on that day.
Wow. And that was the same person. So some of them was was Andy from when you had seen him that day? That same during Holy shit.
They even showed me a picture of Candace walking by that camera that day too.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
wow.
I don't know if I get in trouble for saying it or not, but but
well, I won't
I
won't put it out unless I mean it sucks because it actually.
Well, I told Ryan that too.
Yeah,
I told Ryan this earlier.
Yeah, but you didn't talk to him on the phone, did you?
No, I texted him. But another thing that I just thought about too, that one psychic, she brought up something about a liquor barrel.
Okay, guys, listen up. Listen up, class. Hey, Ryan and Jen. What'd you miss? He's talking about how law enforcement had him. We're playing a call with me and Fred today. This is from today, a conversation we had, and how he was talking about TBI, how TBI had shown Fred still shots from a camera that was over there at Ben Hill and Simpson, and he had to identify Andy Bernard, and he had to identify Candace and all kinds of people on that camera. And so that's how he knows, law enforcement knows that Andy was on that road that day. And on one part of the camera of him going in, you couldn't see his face very well. But on the way out, he said that they got a really good shot of Andy on that road. This is what Fred is saying, okay? So, because we talked more about this even after this call. We talked 2 more times after, because it only lets you talk in 15 increments. I'm only showing you this one 15-minute call, okay? And right here, what he's about to say, like, I never had a reaction like I've had, like a physical reaction. Like, my eyes started watering up. It was weird. It was really strange. And I'm like, what the heck? Why is my eyes watering up with what he tells me? Listen.
That I just thought about too. That one psychic, she brought up something about a liquor barrel,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
That psychic was saying something about a liquor barrel.
Right.
Well,
Whiskey barrel, yes.
Where Andy and them was staying up on the hill there, across from Don and Candace's,
Yeah.
they had wooden kegs, liquor barrel kegs, catching rainwater.
Oh my God, dude. You're blowing my mind right now. Oh my.
So that's what his aunt or his grandma had there to catch rainwater.
Oh
was
my
yeah.
God.
Could it be a chance that Summer may have fell in and drowned in one, and they got rid of it to cover it up?
Wow. This is so crazy. My eyes are watering. Like, something you're saying must be.
I know. My heart's. I know.
Oh.
Like when you said something about the liquor barrel the other day, my heart was racing and stuff, and yeah, I teared up, and it's a racing now.
Oh
There's
my
something to
God.
it.
Wow.
I just wonder if something's going to happen.
That's so crazy.
But I just happened to think of that earlier when, after we talked, I was laying there when you said just go lay down a minute. I was laying there trying to relax, go to sleep, and I got thinking about that. Because Ryan texted me something about Andy, then I was texting him everything there, and then I was like, well, I even texted Ryan that something about the barrels, that.
Yeah, but this will be good. I mean, it's hard to understand through text, like quite like what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's better like here through on the phone. It is much more like I understand more what you're saying.
Okay, so yeah, so this is why I was showing this is because of what Donna Seraphim. We need to get this to Donna and see what she thinks. She says Fred says over at 125, that Theta or the grandmother used to put out whiskey, or he says they're still up there to this day, that there's still wooden barrels up there on 125, but that they would use them to catch rainwater. So it's crazy that Donna Serafina has now mentioned something about a wooden whiskey barrel. So that's what, I mean, this like freaked me out when he said this. So anyways, if it was the other way around, I asked Fred about Andy and he mentioned this to me in chat. Wow. Yeah, actually I don't know if even Fred knows what Donna said a wooden barrel was used for or whatever, but yeah, I don't believe that. Right. Yeah, I sent this to Ryan in advance, guys, because
Woo, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But because I was trying, I've been wrecking my brain trying to figure out where the liquor barrels come in. You know,
Right.
I thought, why is she saying something about liquor barrels? You know, how do they fit into the puzzle?
Right.
Then I got thinking about Sleeta. His grandmother always had wooden kegs sitting around catching rainwater.
Wow. That's really, really interesting. That is really
Because I
interesting.
know there's
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
up there. Yeah.
So,
We'll get it figured out one day.
right. So, Theta, is she passed away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she passed away, and then that's when Andy started staying up there and stuff.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, because I'm really shocked that Andy got a hold of Ryan, but Ryan's a pretty smart guy. He'll see, he'll be able to tell who's honest. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
see, that's the
Yeah,
problem
I
that
mean-
he's having. Is like he's like, well, and it's the same thing. Reason why I have no desire to talk to Andy. Why am I going to talk to Andy? Like, all he's going to try to say is that he wasn't on the road that day. Well, then that's basically trying to say that you must be lying, and I know you're not going to lie to me. So, or anybody about that. Like, why would you lie about that? Saying that law enforcement has. Huh?
I ain't got no reason to lie.
Right. So I don't know. That is very, very, very interesting. Ooh, I'm like kind of blown away by that. So when did Theta pass away?
Well, she's not lived down there in probably 10 years or something. Like they put her in a nursing home for a while, so.
Yeah, but how old was it when Damien used to like beat up on her?
Oh, that was when he was like 2 and 3 and 4 year old.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So he was that bad.
That's when he was. Yeah, he was aggressive back then.
Yeah.
I mean, out of control.
Right. Wow. Okay. That's really interesting to know that. I'm trying to think if that's even like, how can we get TDI to take something like that serious? Because it came from a psychic.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to, more or less, you just have to pinpoint what's going on and bring that to their attention if you find something, But then they try to say you're linked in with it or something. That's what I worry about.
That if they say what?
I said I always just worry about having to follow a psychic like that or something, and then do find something, and then Hawkins County or somebody try to say you was involved or something.
Right.
Like that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. How do you explain such a thing? Like, that's what Ryan said too. Ryan was saying in one of his videos that same thing. Like, he's like, how am I going to explain, like, if I find something, and how am I going to explain it?
I know that's what I've always worried about, myself. That's the reason I didn't go and really do I've done a lot of research, a lot more than people ever know myself.
Yeah.
But as far as going and searching certain areas and stuff, I try to let them go because I'm afraid that they'll try to put me,
Yeah, I know,
for
right?
something.
I know. Exactly.
I mean, there's so many people that try to set me up on the creek for a lot of different things that's happened and stuff. I just don't fall for a lot of their stupid shit.
Right. I know. I don't know what's wrong with your sister, and like I don't understand her, but you know, I guess it's huh?
Go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
said I was just saying I don't want to understand her. You know what I mean? Like I guess it's a good thing that I don't understand her, because then if I understood her, then it mean I'm like, I'm like her.
There's not nobody understands her.
Well, didn't she get along?
Nobody.
What was that?
I guess it's meant for nobody to understand her. I don't know. I say I guess it's meant for nobody to understand her.
Right.
She's another gossip queen. I mean, if you have to take everything she says with a grain of salt, because most likely it's not true.
Yeah. See, what bothers me about Andy trying to switch days, like
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
He didn't say that before.
No.
He never came up with that story before. Like that was something he never said, "Oh, that was a different day." I don't know. He also tried to act like he doesn't know what he was driving that day.
That's probably why. He's covering up something. I mean, if he don't know he was driving that day, I mean, that's what the law asked him too. Said that day, I'd heard him talk. They asked him if he was driving the truck or the Kia, and he tried to say he's driving the truck, and he wasn't.
Right.
He may have drove the truck down the hill to get in the Kia, but that's the only reason they used the truck at that time. They used the truck to drive up down the main hill and leave the Kia sitting at the bottom.
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
So they used
Something happens, we get cut off.
Okay, so they used to drive they used to leave the Kia at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, they used to leave it at the bottom of the hill, and they drive the Dodge truck up and down the hill, and the Jeep Cherokee, green Jeep Cherokee too. He had a green Jeep Cherokee. He had a gray Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
With the green, not green, but silver Dodge truck, his dad's truck.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, hey, when it cuts you off, call me right back, okay?
I will.
All right. Bye. Just call right back.
All right.
So the only reason why I put out mention, because the stuff that he had mentioned, Andy did mention before something about one time he did mention on one of his lives something about, oh, it must have been a different day. So he has said that one other time too, besides. So it's not something new like that. I'm not leaking something like brand new about him saying that. Just, well, thanks. Right. I hope I didn't cause any problems for you, Ryan. Sometimes I don't even freaking think. I don't want to cause any problems. Like, I think that people should we have to talk to everybody surrounding the case to get to the answers. Okay. But for me, and I think it's good that Andy is talking to Ryan, but we're different. Me and Ryan are different people. I wish people would not judge him because they don't like me. Then the Kia should be at the bottom of the hill. Well, okay, see, that's the thing. I just wanted you guys, what I mainly wanted people to hear is about the whiskey barrel. cut out the first like few minutes about the him being on camera and stuff like that. Because it's already, I mean, it's good for you guys to hearing how Fred says it in his own words instead of me relaying. That way you guys can see how he says it and stuff. I thought it was interesting, the whiskey barrel. But I do like people like, I do understand like it's kind of a Southern thing too. Whiskey barrels are, right? So I don't want to like, we have to give credit to Andy for reaching out to Ryan though. So they showed Fred camera footage. Yes, that's what he says. Are they're everywhere, even here in California? Uh-huh. He's always said that though, be the bean. He's always said that TBI. Well, no, he didn't say though. He didn't explain it exactly like that, but he's always said that TBI had Andy on camera, that he knows that TBI, but he never has explained it in that much detail, like where he tells me like how it happened, like as far as, oh, they showed me pictures or still shots from the, the trail cam. And I asked him later in a later video, where was this or where was this camera? And I guess it's right at Ben Hill and Simpson Loop. It's supposedly the location of where it was. That's something we talked about in a later call. I'm not going to play it all and stuff because is Fred still in Sullivan County? No, he's not. He is back in Hawkins, unfortunately. But he got time served for Sullivan. I didn't know that they were going to transfer him back to Hawkins after that. So now he's just waiting in limbo until he gets transferred to rehab, until that thing's figured out. I tried contacting. Sorry, I was trying to listen to who my daughter was talking to. Why at Ziggy, said Grace. What do you mean? Find Summer's truth. Other Sharon says, Ziggy, do you remember the hoax about Summer being on Andy Jerisu's property? I don't know if I really remember something like that. What the fuck, Ziggy? The bits are over with. So Hawkins County is holding a man facing nothing. So, no. He's still going to be on probation for several years. But he it's required for him to do inpatient rehab. It's required. I'm surprised they're holding on to him. They only can hold him for a certain amount of days. Like, they have only a certain amount of time. Like, they can't sit there and hold him like in limbo forever. I think Fred thinks they have 11 days. Sounds about right. Possibly 2 weeks, 14 days. is what I'm thinking. Because they can't just sit there and hold him and hold him and hold him when he doesn't have any jail time to do. He's already done all his jail time. He's got time served for Sullivan, but part of his jail time, like if he wanted to, he could probably just stay in jail and do a few months jail, but he might as well go to rehab. And think Fred will be out soon. Yeah. Soon, as far as like 6 months, probably 6 to 9 months. So he's the only one. Notice how Don will not throw Andy on the bus. He's the only one. I know, that is true. And it's also what people also need to understand too is like literally Don has not talked to me since I've talked to Fred Hill. He shows up on everybody's panels. Like now lately he hasn't been, but he showed up on like people who've been horrible to him over and over and over again. But as soon as I talked to Fred back in January of 2022, you guys remember Don used to come around my channel all the time. And also, yeah, I don't know. I just find it weird. And so here, maybe I should, I don't want, what is Bo? About what? Isn't, who is Bo? What's his Bo is PG? It's like, why is that guy always such a hater? I wish people, though, would leave Ryan's wife alone. She's just a nice lady. You know what I mean? Just please. Doesn't Donna mention a redhead being around during Summer's last moments? Jody Sue says Andy saw Summer's dead body. Yeah, that whole comment where Jody Sue said that Andy saw Summer's dead body, like, what the fuck? And then that Andy sold. Now, it is a good point, guys. We have to find another source of these things besides just Jody Sue, because she's not a reliable source, really. We need some other people too, like for some character witness stuff on Andy. I mean, because we don't even have that from Fred, really. Fred doesn't say anything. He didn't hang out with. We talked about that today. He didn't know much about Andy and Jody Sue or Dawn. Like they all live their own separate lives, you know. He just happened to saw Andy on the road that day. That's all that he's saying. But as far as the stuff that we've heard about Andy, a lot of it has came from Jody Sue. So I understand. I do think that that's a valid thing to take in consideration, but Jody Sue said Andy knew kids were being drugged on Ben Hill. I know. The reluctant psychic. Do you have the reluctant psychic? Aww. I love that picture. There was an alert to Andy's land and water. Everyone perked up, but then it let it go. There was an alert. When she said ICU was sending people screenshots of her own Discord yesterday, someone sent me the clip. ICU doesn't even do Discord. You lied, Judy Sue. Oh my god, dude. Why? I don't understand. I mean, I do know that there's people who just lie to freaking lie. I get it. But why would somebody lie about surrounding a missing child's case? You know what I mean? Then sit there and be on a panel crying and acting like, oh, you're some kind of savior for Summer Wells, and it's so just because you used to live at 125 Ben Hill Road, that for some odd reason it gives you some kind of ticket to be able to grift like crazy on YouTube, and it's not counted as being a tragedy pimp, right? Why? Actually, it makes you even more of a tragedy pimp. What you're doing, you're lying about stuff and putting it out there where we can't even know what to tell. It's like the little boy who cried wolf. We can't even tell what's true and what's not now. What can we take serious of what you say? Like, it muddies the waters. Like, what the hell? It's messed up, dude. Like, seriously. Like, we should be able to rely on Jody Sue's word and not have to sit here and decide, okay, is this another fallacy from Jody Sue, or is this like truth? You know what I mean? But see, like, I don't have to do that with Fred. Like, I've never had to do that with Fred. If people want to question me all the time, like, why I believe Fred so much, that's exactly why, because there's a history there. This wasn't like, this trust has been built over time. Usually, though, I do trust people from the jump until they give me a reason not to. That's just usually how I've been. But when I see a pattern, and people currently acting a certain way, to me that shows like that they don't learn from past mistakes. And these people, these type of people are the easiest to predict their future behavior, because they all congregate over there. They're all the same. They're all criminals. Let's compare their backgrounds with the people they're talking shit about. Let's compare their, Ryan's achievements to Tiffany Marie's achievements or Benny's. I mean, come on, it's laughable. That's why these people are where they are in their life. And that's why Ryan's where he is, or whoever, any person that they sit there and talk, they all congregate together. They take the trash out themselves. It's perfect. So I think it's really, really gross. I think people should be really upset with Tiffany over there trying to, didn't she like bully somebody so bad that they like basically unalive themselves? That's the type of person we're dealing with here. But yet she claims to have a mental illness herself, right? And it's rumored that she's on disability for a mental illness, right? What a hypocrite. Some people, it's one thing, like, they know what they're doing, though. They know what they're doing. They're purposely targeting Ryan's wife on purpose. It's because that's how sick these people are. Anyways, since we're just talking about people's history predicts their future, we can see that here even with Tiffany Marie and Penny. we could see it here with Jody Sue. And look at examples in the case of, in the Summer Wells case, like in the people that seem to congregate together. And then the other, you know what I mean? Like overall, like the people that kind of hang out over there with Benny and them are all criminals, current criminals, currently using drugs, currently like out of their mind crazy and not medicated. It's dangerous for them to sit there on YouTube unmedicated when they need to be on their psych meds, and they're sitting there spewing all kinds of like hateful stuff, whatever they can think of, because their lives are so miserable. But yet, while they're going to try to act like they're the queen, oh no, they're Summer Wells' godmother, right? Gonna get who in trouble? Nothing's gonna get Fred in trouble. What was released? No, because it's already been out there about him seeing about law enforcement. This is Fred's. We don't have absolute proof. Like we have Fred's. I want you guys to hear it because you need to hear for context. You need to hear how he says it, you know, how a conversation went and stuff. I want you guys to hear this for yourself. Because me telling you things doesn't give the same impact as like hearing it straight from him. About the TM fake check, yeah. Tiffany is the type of person who thinks it's a good idea because she is, here, let's find that actually. Because she is in this for the wrong reasons and wants to be some kind, put on a pedestal. She thinks it's a great idea to do this. And she shared it, bragging to everybody. Her donation to the Summer Wells, her donation to the Summer Wells Fund, which, of course, we were able to prove was fake. She never donated shit. She did it for clout. You see what this is the kind of person we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a honest person. I mean, I could keep going with screenshots after screenshots of shit that she's done purposely. I have screenshots in my Tiffany Marie file of her like laughing about things that she said, like spread about people, purposely. Let me see here. What else do I have here? Oops, back one. I have a screenshot somewhere of her like purposely, like her talking about how she purposely told people and laughing, of course, like evilly, telling people that I had bed bugs and that Jim kicked me out because I brought bed bugs or something to the place. It was stupid. Like, but she was laughing, like telling everybody, and it was like an AB's chat or something, like how she told the lie and thought it was so funny. Didn't Andy follow Don home on the afternoon of June 15, 2021? Supposedly they got home similar times, or within an hour or something. I know it is. It's not okay. Um, the one where she sent Andy was blanked out name, the pics. Oh yeah, the text messages between Andy and Jody Sue that day were highly suspect too. Yeah, the timing between there was like from 2:30 to what was it, 5 or something? 2:30 or 5:30 to 5:30. Like there was no communication. They were in constant communication, and then between like 2:30 to 5:30 there was zero communication. And then they came back with this weird, like, I don't know, it seemed like a staged conversation to me. I find it really, why people should be asking why the distractions, why. If somebody's really trying to do something good, and then people try to shame them from communicating with certain creators, or from even doing anything towards the Summer Wells case, people's jealousy is so great, and their envy is so strong that they would much rather nobody be searching. If it's not going to be them that doesn't find Summer, if it's not going to be them that finds out what happened to her, if they're not going to be put on a pedestal or praised, then nobody is, and that's not what like you should be doing it for anyways. Like if you're doing the right thing, everything falls into place. Aww. Don't forget the TM fake check. Oh, I showed it, Rebecca. I showed it just a second ago. And thank you so much for the super chat. That was really kind of you. Yeah, the $1,500 check that she said that she was forced to do because she felt bullied into doing it. Oh, I felt bullied because you have no backbone, that you have zero integrity, that you seriously are that spineless that in order for you to try to save yourself, I guess, or make yourself look better, you literally write a fake check and act like you donated $1,500. You guys, you got to take into account too the amount. She didn't just put like $100. You know what I mean? Notice too, that's something the deception detective would probably notice. Be like, notice the astronomical amount that she decides to post or put too. She doesn't put if she would have put like a realistic amount, because everybody knew that selfish Tiffany Marie was not going to give $1,500. I don't think I don't believe that theory, Sylvia, about the drowning and the barrel thing. No, I don't believe that. That's not what I found interesting. I shared it because I found it interesting the fact that Fred stated that there was whiskey barrels up there, and he says that they're up there to this day, actually. She said she was being nosy and saying, you don't have a dog in the fight, so she wrote the check. Right, somebody on limited income couldn't afford to do that, exactly. She said yesterday that she made more off Jisoo than she did Summer. Yeah, so anyways, thank you so much, Rebecca. I'm trying to think here. Should we go over real quick? Not real quick. Why do I always say that like it's gonna actually be real quick? Deception Detective. Should we watch a little bit of his recent video? Because I haven't watched it yet. Looks like he goes over. Let's read it here. I hate the sound of okay, so in the description here, he says Candace Grandis Wells rarely interviews about her missing granddaughter Summer. Can analyzing her reveal new lines of inquiry? Okay, so I haven't seen this at all. I will share the link. This is the Deception Detective. Let's see.
One and she called Donnie, and we sent the boys down over the hill, and I stood in front of over by the edge there and watched them.
Okay. What's wrong with that? We've seen this in 3 series now. I've done a series on the Ramseys, I've done a series on the McCanns, and now the Wells. And this plot hole, because I think they're all hoaxers. I think the McCanns are hoaxers. I think the Ramseys are hoaxers. I think the Wells are hoaxers. Hoaxing a crime, right? Presenting evidence of something that didn't actually happen is hard. And even movies can't do it with their unlimited budgets and limited time professional screenwriters. There's still plot holes, even in multi-million-dollar blockbusters, because fabricating an airtight story is virtually impossible. You've caught someone lying. Now what do you do? I'm Deception Detective. I'm an attorney trained in statement analysis, and this channel exists to expose lies and manipulation. Before we proceed, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. In today's video, we're going to look at an interview that Summer Wells' grandmother gave about a year after Summer went missing. If you're not familiar with the Summer Wells case, this is my 4th video in the series. She's a 5-year-old girl who went missing in 2021 from a property where she lived with her parents, her brothers, and her grandmother. And we're going to call her Grandis Wells because her daughter is also named Candace Wells, like her. And basically, when people cover this topic, they refer to the grandma as Grandis Wells to distinguish between them. Without further ado, let's listen.
Candace and I got up that morning. She came out and took me into the ER because my leg was messing up on me. And we were afraid something was wrong with my knee. I have a knee replacement. And she was worried that.
So as far as the context goes here, Grandma is telling us about the day that Summer went missing. And if you see my previous videos, the story that Summer's mother says is
I had to step away for a second. Grandis reminds me of the lady from Misery. Oh, yes, kind of. Wow, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, he doesn't hold back at all, that's for sure.
is that she was gardening with her mother. So Grandis, Candace, and Summer were all gardening. And then Summer went inside the house, went downstairs to the basement to play with her toys. And minutes later, when the mother went to go check on what she was doing, she discovered that Summer was gone, that she'd vanished. And ever since that first day, both parents, Summer's father, Don, and her mother, Candace, have pushed the narrative that Summer was kidnapped.
Kathy Bates.
Which to me, as you know, is a red flag because conclusiveness, especially on the day a kid goes missing without any evidence that the kid was abducted, is the sign of a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
The ER because my leg was messing up on me.
Yeah, she's the smartest.
And we were afraid something was wrong with my knee. I have a knee replacement. And she was worried that there was something wrong with it. and she took me into the hospital, and I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication.
So this is interesting. In this case, there are lots of coincidences. For example, Summer went missing right before she was about to start school,
Right, Ashton?
which to me, I do not think that that is a coincidence. I think that there's a reason Summer was either sold off or dispatched with by her parents before she started school, because I suspect, my opinion is that they abused her or severely neglected her. And they did not want that to be found out by the school, which could have been a factor why they would have said, hey, this is a good time to sell her off to someone. Or
Yeah. Can anyone tell me the date of Rose By at the waterfall? I have a photo, but don't remember what creator had this. I don't know. No, it was sure in Wisconsin. Please let people. Does anybody know what Nice Marie is trying to ask? I know BK and that group are crazy and troublemakers since this case started. Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, it doesn't really even matter to even. Nobody takes them seriously because, I mean, look who says it. Look what she did to Christy Vincent, what Tiffany did to Christy Vincent, the lady who paid for the billboards for Summer Wells. Like, Tiffany tried to act like Christy was setting her up to kill her by suggesting she visit Bays Mountain when, if she comes down to Tennessee. Tiffany turned that into, oh, Christy's trying to get me to go there so she could like sneak and hide in a bush and kill me. This is the type of freaking crazy lunatic we're talking about, okay? That's the source. Consider the source. Right? That devastated Christy. She is very sensitive too, just like Jen is. Oh, thank you, Trina. I pray she is found as well.
to execute her. And if you're new to the series, believe me, I understand how far-fetched these theories sound. If you know my channel, I try to explain everything in the most reasonable way possible, but nothing the parents have said so far has allowed me to eliminate any of the most absurd possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Summer was about to start school. That's what her parents said.
See what I mean? That's what I mean when I say, like, if anybody's capable of the things that we talk about, like, if anybody, I mean, this is exactly, Dawn and Candace seem to be, like, check all the boxes of the type of person that could be capable of these heinous type crimes. They just, I mean, the way they speak about children, the way how desensitized they are about the way they talk and how they talk about them in a sexual way. That's not normal. And I'm sorry that people want me to just like not notice that and not comment on it. And I mean, it's hard to ignore. Right, Leslie? She has a long history of being a liar too. And I'm talking about Tiffany Marie.
Which I don't think it was a coincidence.
Liars, cheats, and thieves.
I've also seen in the comments some people say that CPS was about to visit the house the day before Summer went missing, which could also explain why they would stage a fake kidnapping, right? Do a hoax about her missing so that they do not get in trouble with CPS if CPS were to come and discover abuse. And now we have a third potential little bit of what they want us to think is coincidence. So listen to what Grandma said here. The day Summer went missing, She went to the hospital because her leg was hurting. And not only did she get an injection in her knee, but she was also prescribed medication.
Mm-hmm. I hate the noise of commercials.
I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication.
So they prescribed medication. I wonder what this medication was. I wonder, remember, it's for pain. So it could be an opiate or it could be a sedative. And why is this important? Because the day Summer went missing, if they filled that prescription that day, Summer's parents, or at least her mother, was in possession of a medication that could have affected her or Summer's state of mind. So, for example, if it were an opiate and Summer's mother was an opiate addict, she could have been extra high that day and neglected Summer even more than usual, and something happened to Summer. Or she could have been extra high that day and carried out some atrocious crime against her daughter when she couldn't do in a normal state of mind. Alternatively, if it were a sedative, it could have been used on Summer, right? They were in possession of a sedative. They could have given it to her, put her to sleep, and dispatched with her in a more humane way. Or they could have put her to sleep when they were selling her off so she wouldn't.
See, this guy's perfect to go over this type of stuff because he does not care what anybody thinks about his opinion. And he's also educated in this field. He is also a licensed attorney. So he's educated. Wasn't a picture of Summer and the other little girl just a day or two before she disappeared? Yes, I think so. Yes, that's Marlena Crawford's daughter, and that's an interesting thing to point out because I believe it was soon before Summer went missing. It would have been a little bit like earlier on in the year though, because it looked like they were cold. But I do believe it was 2021 earlier on. But what's interesting about it is to show that Marlena Crawford was staying up on that hill just days before Summer went missing. And you know, all the rumors that go around about Marlena Crawford and being caught with a bunch of birth certificates and supposedly being involved in illegal adoptions and stuff, like, I don't know. Someone needs to check to see if the barrels are still there or not, and if they are stamped with Tennessee Brewery. Oh, I need to ask. Let me ask. Maybe I can ask. I'll try to ask Fred that if they're stamped with Tennessee Brewery and Distillery.
Be making a nuisance as they were delivering her to whoever was buying her. And believe me, just so you're aware, I understand how crazy it sounds. Even I cannot believe I'm saying I think they sold her. But these things do happen. And if you've followed this series, we're 4 videos in, you'll see how I've developed this theory. And I've been unable to shake it as much as I try. So I don't think it's a coincidence that Summer was about to start school, or that CPS was about to visit, or that the same day Summer went missing, they filled a prescription for what might be opiates or sedatives. And the theme of this video is, how do you develop leads or lines of inquiry from a statement? And this is one way you do it. Grandma's talking about the day Summer went missing, and she brought up herself.
Lips has talked to Marlena Crawford. Lips has. I wish she would release the calls that she does have, but I don't know. As long as she's turned them into law enforcement, then, you know, that's all that matters, I guess.
That they went to the hospital and they filled a prescription. So if I were put onto this case and someone paid me to go find Summer, the first thing I would do is ask Grandma what prescription they filled that day.
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's how you develop lines of inquiry from what people say. So, for example, when they say that they think someone kidnapped Summer from the property, well, they have a bunch of dogs from what I've seen. In one of the interviews, you could hear dogs yapping in the background. So, one line of inquiry would be, were the dogs barking that day? Why, if the dogs weren't barking, how could someone have snuck onto your property without alerting the dogs?
Oh,
So we have to listen to what people say and then determine, okay, this sounds off. What can I make of it? What will my next steps be? In this case, then
thank you very much, Jill. It's a really nice comment. Lips said today that Marlena has lied plenty to her, but the daughter still says Summer's bags were being packed that week. That's it. Yeah, that's interesting. Have you checked your messages on Twitter? No, I haven't. Why? Is he trying to message me? Other people are saying that I don't have notifications on. He hasn't direct messaged me, but he's trying. Can you DM me any segments where he mentions her death, especially earlier on? Okay. Yeah, I need to do that tomorrow. See what I can find. He wants a compilation video from me. These calls are going to be like very long, though. Is he going to want all? I'll have to contact him and see. The injection of prescribed medication that manages pain and inflammation all in one. Wonder if Cotton ever showed Candace where the sinkhole is. He got stuck and they could have put Summer in there. Hey, have you guys ever heard too a rumor about Andy and Candace? That came up again today too. Like, was Candace sleeping with everybody in freaking town or something? Like, I don't know. Anyways. Yuck. I doubt the irrelevant parts. They could give her a shot at the hospital, but I don't think they're going to give her anything like a prescription of anything really strong. But I do know, well, I don't know for absolute fact. It's rumored. I had heard from a source early on that Grandis goes up, well, she used to drive up to Illinois or Wisconsin for her doctor and then drive back to Tennessee because that's where she got the good stuff, supposedly, is what I hear. Oh, I'm sure, but Ryan's a smart guy. He'll pick up on it he'll sense it. Thank you, Robin, for becoming a Zixter. She got a prescription B 800 milligram ibuprofen. I was actually shook to see him there. I know, me too. We never see him in chats. He's literally never in chats. But hey, I'm happy that he contacted him, and you have to talk to everybody, right? And I believe that too. It just would be hard for me because I am like, I mean, at this point, I would say I am friends with Laura and Fred, but that's only because I know with all my heart they're not involved with Summer's disappearance. So, but like I said, if I were to see any type of different anything that showed differently, I could mine can't. I'm not like going to be just blindly loyal to somebody. Annie's mom posts on Facebook that her grandkids were friends with the Wells kids. Oh. What did Justin say? I'm working on an interview now from Dawn and Candace's part. Mainly Dawn is going to set Dawn on fire. Wait, what? You don't think Justin sees you? Well, there, and in case he doesn't see you. Oh, thank you, cuz. They not that smart. There's no way they're going to outsmart the law enforcement, FBI, the TBI. They're just not that smart. So somebody else is pulling the string. Justin says he sees you. Crimes have consequences. All right, here, I'll listen to a little bit more. I'm not going to listen much longer. This is going to be, I need to go live on Empress Ziggy. I have not been live over there for like 3 or 4 days. I don't think, like, I'll have to go on there tomorrow for sure. I kind of had a late start today because I wasn't feeling right. I ran out of antidepressant that I'm on that I started taking after Jim passed away. And I figured I'll be okay with, coming off of it. But I started to feel kind of weird. So I didn't know that you can go to the pharmacy and they'll like loan you a few days. Thankfully they did that because I was feeling strange. Justin is so popular. Need to do Leo? Okay. Did I not do Leo? Maybe I'll do that tonight. I know you're supposed to taper. I've been on it before. And I came off of it no problem before. Like, I just stopped it and had no type of weird reactions. But yeah, I was feeling kind of out of body feeling. It was weird. I can't explain it. I know you're not supposed to. I think Brenda said here that after a nap, we came out of the trailer.
The next step should be to figure out what prescriptions they filled that day. Because if it was a sedative or an opiate or some sort of strong medication, that could be a clue as to what happened to Summer, whether it points us in the direction of negligence or the parents getting the extra Dutch courage from some strong opiate to do something that they couldn't bring themselves to do in a sober state of mind. Or, it could lead us to understand that maybe Summer was sedated to make things easier to carry out.
They'll be working on this guy next to try to, but see, he's the deception detective. So I would love for these, like, the haters to try to sit there and warn the deception detective about the Zigster. Anything with pearls like yourself is always near to my heart. Not sure if you have St. John's wort over there, but it's just as effective as prescribed one, so much so that it's now on prescription over here. Yeah, I heard something like that. That's okay. Share Ryan's link too. I know, Ash Kitch. I'm going to contact the prescriber, and I ran out, and yeah, they gave me 4 days. That neighbor will eat this up about Fred. She is blamed Jody Sue. Well, she tries to, what she does is she tries to discredit him for some reason, like majorly discredit him. But, you know, she's done that about Andy too. So I don't understand. It's weird because she defends Andy sometimes, but then sometimes she doesn't. It's very, very strange. Really, it's just best not to listen to her at all because she just confuses everything. All these grifters and suspects have a problem with mediums and psychics, but yet they keep having dreams and angels telling them all about summer, right? I've never had a bad reaction until I did. I quit lots of meds, cold turkey, and never had a reaction. The one I'm on now is different. I felt like I was dying when I ran out. It was bad. Oh, man. At least we have an idea of what Jody Sue is saying in her next live. I would love for you to do a reading for me on my son. Oh, okay. Thank you, Trina Moore, for becoming a Zigster. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Jinky, if you're serious, EmpressZiggy.com is my website, or if you catch me live on Empress Ziggy, to catch like a free 3-card reading or something. There for a while, I was doing readings, like people were buying readings off me every day, but that's because I haven't been over on that channel the last few days. Does anybody know for absolute fact that Jody Sue's son went to the military? I'm just curious, like, if anybody had proof of that. I know on his Facebook he puts that he's but I'm just wondering if we've had any absolute proof. I'm not an Effexor. Mine's Wellbutrin and Prozac. Yeah, my link to my website's in the description. It's just EmpressZiggy.com. A yes, no, maybe board. I wouldn't doubt he went to the military. They wanted him out of that area. She's been live for 20 minutes. I'm sure she's very, very triggered right now. Well, I don't. She does protect. It's her son and stuff. I understand, but I just was curious if he was really in the military. For sure, if we know for a fact. Brain zaps. People were trying to explain what brain zaps are to me, but which girls are the worst? Wow. Well, hopefully I won't. Yeah, I'm going to contact the doctor tomorrow, but anyways, guys, I do have to go. I'm sorry to end it like so soon. I'm hour and a half. That's pretty good. That's a decently long live. Yeah, if anybody wants a reading, go to Ziggy's website, EmpressZiggy.com. I need to do another blog on there or something. Roller coaster on speed. It can make you feel very hyper sometimes. Wellbutrin. You've been watching The Deception Detective? Yeah, he's good. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.